Okay. Do you have any questions?
Yes, Chairman. I actually, something I agree with Dr. Van Wert, but I also would like to ask Mrs. Berg if something could be changed in terms of the victim reaching out to the magistrate, and if it could be included that the fees for the attorney, that this woman that already doesn't have a job uh, can be included, because she will have to hire an attorney, and the fees for that attorney that she will have to hire should be included as the part of the penalty. Or is that something that could be? When many individuals are doing like landlord tenants, they can also include attorney's fees. Could we include the attorney's fees that this woman is going to have to incur in order to fight for her rights?
I certainly would take a look at that for you,
Yeah.
and I'd like to research that.
Okay.
Not optimistic. It's usually not part of the American rule for each side pays their own attorney's fees, but there are times that it can be
Right.
as part of the judgment.
Yeah, I remember helping individuals doing tenant landlord cases in which you have the opportunity to say you should pay for my attorney's fees.
And that's why
Yeah,
I
please.
wouldn't, I'm not going to say that it's impossible,
Right.
but I'd certainly be willing to research that.
I will appreciate that, because I think that it will make me feel better if that's the way the ordinance might go through, that the woman that already is being not paid well or unemployed will have to hire an attorney, because that's not going to happen, which means we're going to end up in back square one. So definitely the way this is presented to us.
I just mentioned, if the magistrate were to impose a fine, that's payable to the city. So that's money that the city would get. That's the way, the violation of the ordinance would result in a fine ordered by the magistrate, payable to the city, not to the...
Not to the...
I mean, that's the nature of it.
Right.
So that's some money that the city's going to have. And
I understand that, but then the woman that just got asked, her rights were violated, she's going to have to pay for the attorney up front in order to get through.
I'm just thinking off the top of my head, and instead of the city putting that money into the general fund, the city
that will be paid for.
Well, they might find a way to
pay the attorney,
or her, the victim, something like that.
Okay. It could be.
I'm just thinking.
Yeah.
Sooner than use
the possibilities of how can we play with that, so that.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we're like putting her back to square one.
That's why I'd like to opportunity research.
Please, would you please? Thank you, Mr. Sperg. That's all, Chairman.
Thank you.
Yeah, just a couple, I guess, questions and comments. I'm definitely in favor of this because I've definitely have seen this discrimination in the workplace, and I'm thinking that not only for women, who is the real issue, especially women of color, but even I think I know some instances where even men who I know some men who were just workaholics and underpaid, and then would go to another interview for another position, and if they knew that they made, $40,000 or $50,000 and they had a master's degree, and they were very underpaid, that company is going to be like, wow, we can get them for cheap. So there's an inequity and discrimination there. So I think overall this can help both genders or all genders. But I guess I have a couple questions. Do you know in other cities besides Philly how they're carrying out the enforcement? Like, are they using the HRC, or what are they doing? Do you know, Mr. Callahan?
I will check into it, but I know that in New York City, the fine's $250,000. I mean, obviously because of the amount of income that's in there.
And that is a fine based on like how large the corporation is and how many employers it has, or is it like a flat?
Yeah, it's a flat $250,000.
Okay.
I have another quote here that I would like to let you know. I don't know if it helps you out, but in this, in no way, Councilwoman Van Wert is according to everybody who's, and the Philadelphia ordinance has basically been adopted by almost all the other states. There's 21 other states and a large amount of cities that are doing the same thing. Same exact ordinance. And I'll get you a list. I'll be more than happy to get you a list of all the women's groups that are pro and in favor of this, if that helps you.
I'm in favor of the ordinance, Mr. Callahan.
Well,
I
let's
just
work-
have questions
work
on
it.
it.
Let's
So
work
let's
it.
work together and figure
Yeah,
it out,
so-
but this is not the time.
Victoria, it is, it's,
It
this
has some more questions.
is where we work it out, this is why we're in committee, this is where we work things out. This is why things come to committee, so we work out the issues, and then we can forward it on to full council. If you don't like it, you can vote against it as a non-favorable recommendation, and we can work it out in full council. But Victoria Butson, the executive director of the Women of Public Policy Program at the Harvard Kennedy School, says many steps are needed. And again, this is just one, the beginning step. But she says many steps are needed in order to close the wage gap, including educating employees and employers and understanding what a job is worth in a particular labor market. She says, quote, "This provision won't close the wage gap, but it's an important piece in helping to close it," she said. "You're not allowed to ask someone's marital status or if they are planning to have children. We have a long-standing history of things not to ask an employee, and this would just be one thing added to that list." I'm sorry.
That's okay. I think that, again, I'm getting the sense that I think everybody may be in favor of the ordinance, but I guess it's just the issue of the enforcement and how's that going to be worked out. And that being the case, I'm wondering if, again, I'm not in this committee, but I'm wondering if we can maybe postpone the committee and come back after 2 weeks, a month, whatever, and look at the enforcement aspect, maybe even talk to the city. I think Mr. Spurk, Attorney Spurk, did a great comment as far as the fines will bring money into the city. So then maybe that's, that's some cash inflow that then maybe we can hire someone or find someone if necessary within the city that can, help us with the enforcement of it.
Mr. Spurk, we don't really need, I don't think we're going to have hundreds and hundreds of cases. I think that the Human Resources Department was a little, a little jumpy at how many cases they thought that they would be seeing. So just to ease any concerns that they had, that's why we decided to go straight to the district justice. And if anybody on the committee or any council people have any amendments that you'd like to make, I'm all ears. But I do want to keep this as is. This is the same exact ordinance that everybody else has passed, other than the fact that the individual would be going to the district justice, and the district justice would be hearing the case. And it just basically, hey, this is what happened, this is what I was asked, and it's plain and simple. The